and welcome to The Pull, the show where we talk about the comics that came out this week. Joining me today is, of course, Joel from Cake Joel, Caitlin from That Sea Monster, and I'm Tiffany from Comic Pop. So let's just get into today's comics, because the sooner we're done with these, the sooner I can go to bed. Because apparently I'm 80 years old, and I gotta get to my early bird special. So, this week, Wonder Woman came out. Caitlin, what's going on with Wonder Woman?
Okay, so, Wonder Woman, I'm starting to get, I jumped back into it the previous week, and now I'm starting to get a little bit exhausted with the format again, because I had to go back and I had to reread things. So, I'm trying to remember what happened with Wonder Woman. So, Wonder Woman actually regains her lasso of truth, at the end of this issue, which was, okay, sorry, spoiler alert, but I know a lot of people have been waiting for the trade, so I don't feel too bad about spoiling it for you guys. But she regains her lasso of truth. She remembers who she is. We see a quick montage of sort of all of Wonder Woman's incarnations over the years, which is pretty cool. And we also see the return of Cheetah, but this time under the control of one of Wonder Woman's big bads. So we're kind of in this build for a really cool event, I feel like, but we're not quite there yet. This is not going to be a good issue to jump right in the middle of, because I actually had to go back a couple issues and reread so that I could understand what was happening, since the format is still jumping around a bit. But it was good. This whole Wonder Woman arc has been really, really good. It's just the format that's going to catch you, because it alternates between timelines every week. Every other week.
Right.
So you kind of have to go back like a month. It's really annoying. I thought we were done with that at first when we started the new arc. But we weren't.
Gotcha.
It is an interesting way to tell a story, how one issue gives you all the questions, then the odd-numbered issues give you all the answers. It's a very interesting approach. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it is an interesting approach.
Gotta make collecting trades a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's making it really difficult to read the single issues. It's making it super frustrating to collect them, because if you want to collect for a specific character's rebirth, it's really hard to predict and really hard to follow. But the story is so good and the art is amazing. It just makes me so sad that this format really doesn't work for the single issue release. Just when the trades come out, it's going to be amazing, you guys.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I know, they're trying things with her. A lot of people are excited that they're undoing a lot of the New 52 stuff. So,
yes.
Fans of Wonder Woman prior to that, people usually say, the Rucker Run, all that stuff. This is cool for them. People who are fans of New 52, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Hey, at least they're saying it happened. They're not saying, no, it never happened. It just happened as a delusion that everyone shared for a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just some giant shared hallucination happened. That's all.
Exactly. And I gotta tell you, there's part of it that I dug about the New 52 run just because of the Greek mythology element to it, really, strong connection to it. But I get it. That was a departure, so it's nice that they're bringing her back, especially in something that they're calling Rebirth.
Well, and you could tell, too, that they're trying to balance out the real mythology aspects that people liked from the New 52 with a lot of Wonder Woman's classic elements and then some new stuff. So, I don't think we're fully saying goodbye to those cool mythology aspects, but, yeah, we're saying goodbye to most of New 52 Wonder Woman.
Of course. Yeah, makes sense.
Just happy to see her fighting supervillains again. That was my one big thing. I'm like, oh my god, fight some supervillains, please.
Yes, please.
That's fair. Joel, we're going to stay with DC for right now. Justice League of America #1. What's the deal, man? I wanted to read this one. It didn't happen, so...
It's like many first issues. It's a kickoff of this brand new team, and this is in the special Rebirth 1 issue, we saw them get their new base of operations. We saw them recruit everyone, and this is them trying to work together. And I really give Steve Orlando credit, because I think he finds the little moments between individual team members and kind of how they interact with each other. Ryan Choi and Killer Frost, they kind of unite over their mutual love of science. And we get a very adorable moment where he doesn't know what to call her. Where he's like, oh, hey, Frost, oh, wow, I guess it's rude to call you Killer now if you're a hero. And she's like, yeah, he's like, I tried to put that killer stuff behind me, but how about you call me Caitlin until then? How about that?
Well, I guess because, wouldn't you feel weird if you were the only person who didn't have a code name? You're like,
Yeah.
I'm Joel.
It would feel very
Especially
weird.
since Caitlyn is the most basic bitch white girl name out there. It's
I know,
just
right?
kind of like, we have Lobo, we have Batman, and Caitlyn.
To be fair, I think any name following that up is just, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Be like, and here's Steven. You're like, what?
Steve.
Couldn't you come up with a better nothing? Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all?
No,
Okay.
not even a Steve O, just
Yeah,
Steve.
anything you're like, workshop in there? Just try something. Nothing?
We also get introduced into, I guess, who are going to be the villains for this arc, and they actually caused a fair amount of confusion, I know, in my own comment section. They're fighting a group called the Extremists, which I'm like, oh yeah, the Extremists, I kind of remember them. They were like an old Justice League Europe comics, and like they did some stuff with Maxwell Lord, only for people, yeah, they did, only for people in my comment section to be like, yeah, but they're being led by Lord Havoc. Wasn't Lord Havoc the Doctor Doom stand-in from Multiversity? He even makes references to fighting other heroes, and I had to go back and look at that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he was in that, but maybe it's not the same Lord Havoc, maybe it's a different Lord Havoc. I have no idea. What I would think was supposed to be pretty simple has now actually gotten kind of confusing with these villains.
It's like too many villainous Easter eggs. We're now confused.
A little bit. And although the Extremists still keep that gimmick where they kind of look like Marvel villains, because, Lord Havoc, obviously, big metal suit of armor, big axe and everything. He's got a guy who kind of looks like Mojo and a guy who kind of looks like Wolverine.
He's got
and
a
everything.
guy.
He's got a guy for everything.
He's got a guy.
They're from planet Angor. That's with a G-O-R.
I think
and
I'm
like,
from there.
Planet Angor.
Yes, I feel like it sometimes.
Well, wasn't that a Metallica album, Saint Angor?
If you say that to Sal, he'll punch you in the face. He hates that album.
I watched the documentary on that the other night. It's a great documentary, but not a very good album.
That's too bad.
I guess you could say it makes me very angry.
Tish. My lifestyle determines my death style. That's a lyric. That's a lyric.
Yeah.
Stop it, Joel.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear that. Stop
But yeah,
cursing.
They fight it up with the Extremists and everything. It's very cool. You get a nice big schmoz where everyone gets to show off their different powers and everything, and that's pretty much what it was.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, again, like it's something I liked the Rebirth issue of it, so I'm glad one of us read this so that you can then tell us about it, because I just didn't get to it. Just didn't get to it.
You'll enjoy it. If you liked the Rebirth issue, you will like this too. It's more of the same. It's that good period of building a team and really finding out, what the dynamics are going to be and, how they're all going to break down. I like that.
Before they all go to hell.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Vixen has the line of this issue where she's like, hey, Batman, so, I read the books and everything, and it seems like you fight with every team you're involved in, so why should I trust you?
That's fair. That's really fair. I mean...
Batman has a problem working with others. Like, sometimes I try to imagine Batman on, his, junior soccer league and how that kind of panned out, because he does not play well with others at all.
No. I mean, he can when the need arises, but I think for the most part he would find a plan that didn't require people if need be.
Well, I mean, he just took the Bat family, gassed them, and put them in these hyperbolic chambers so that Superman could watch over them while he deals with the Bane.
Not the whole Bat family, just his favorite sons. I love you, boys. Everyone else can fend for themselves.
Yep.
Eat it, everyone else.
Yeah, really. It's like, hey, what about
Lego
everyone else in the
Batman
Belfry?
Lego Batman is way more emotionally mature.
Which is weird, isn't it? I felt the same way. How is this the most emotionally complex Batman movie we've ever gotten that deals with themes of loneliness and isolation?
And it dealt with one of my favorite Bat ships, which I think is the only real ship, to be honest.
You don't say. See, there's a video for later. We all got to talk about Lego Batman.
I know you've been pushing that. I know you've been pushing it. Rob killed it because he didn't see it. So, so leaving DC for a little bit, I'm going to talk about a book that no one's going to want to hear about, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm tired. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Talk about
can't stop you.
Champions Monsters Unleashed tie-in. I was excited because I like Monsters Unleashed and I like Champions. This was fine. That's it. This is fine. It wasn't written by Mark Waid. It kept in line with the message of the Champions. It was a little tongue-in-cheek. It clearly is taking place before the Monsters Unleashed event is going on, which was fine because when I read the Doctor Strange one, it happened immediately after one of the Monsters Unleashed issues. So they're trying to find ways to like sneak these in, essentially. The Champions are trying to stop the Roxxon oil from like destroying a forest, essentially. Very Champions problem. There's a bunch of protesters. They've hired superheroes to like stop the protesters, essentially. By superheroes I mean this group called the Freelancers, who are there to rabble rouse and do what they do best. And
I actually think I think the Freelancers are coming back. Actually, I think they're going to be the villain of the next arc of Champions. So I think this.
Well, this is interesting because they leave off on okay terms. Because, like, in the midst of a fight, like, in the midst of their plan, because, like, you know, they're causing unrest amongst the protesters, they're all beating each other up. Their plan is to blame the protesters for the forest burning down. It's a good plan. It's a solid plan, right? Champions show up, try to put a monkey wrench into this, and then a kaiju shows up, and they all got to fight the kaiju. And then another kaiju shows up, they got to fight them, too. And at the end of the day, my favorite character was Crush. I like her.
Aww.
She's awesome. I got a crush on Crush. That's it. That's my takeaway from this book.
I got a crush on Crush.
I got a crush on Crush. It's happening. I like her a lot.
That's a shirt.
That's it.
Yo, dog, I heard you like crushes, so I put some crush on your crush.
Yeah.
So that you can have a crush on Crush.
That's right. Also, there's a guy who has a great sign at the or it's a chick who's got a sign at the protest. Just says "Trees are best." I was like, yes.
Trees are best.
I like it.
This is a Groot-supported sign. Trees are best.
I feel like between Roxxon and Trees Are Best, that's some pretty solid punnage going on in Champions.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, like, again, this book was fun. It's a cute little, like, one-shot for the Champions. It fits into the Champions. It doesn't. It's whatever you want it to do. It's exactly for me what a tie-in should be. It's not necessary for the main story. It's not necessary for the actual comic it's going on in. It's just there if you want it. Just, you want to see another little adventure? It's here. But you don't have to read it. You don't have to. So
you've actually kind of sold me on it now that I know the Freelancers are going to be in it and they're going to be the villains of the next arc. Where I'm like, okay, now I got to catch the fever. Now I got to see what it's all about.
There you go.
As a freelancer and a villain, I feel like I need to check out the next arc too.
Right? You can check out Hotness. He's cool. You can watch Spider-Man and Nova try to come up with different names for him, like Guy Fiery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is like. It's ridiculous. It's fine. It's fine. So on that note, let's go over to Suicide Squad with Caitlin.
Woo! Suicide Squad. So as we all know from last week, Amanda Waller got shot in the heart, but it was too late, and she gave love a bad name.
Yeah. I was going there. I'm glad you did that.
Who's to blame? Is it you?
So we are investigating who shot Amanda Waller in this next issue, but we do get this super cool inner monologue of Amanda Waller dying from Waller's perspective, which I thought was really well written. It was really good. I think her inner monologue is the best thing to come out of Suicide Squad in a while.
Oh.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's not raising the bar that high, but it was really good. So if you guys like Amanda Waller, I mean, nobody likes Amanda Waller, but if you are captivated by her character and want to see her die and were curious about what her inner monologue would be, this is for you.
That's a good way to put it. No one likes Amanda Waller. We are fascinated by her.
Amanda Waller.
She doesn't. She does not. While she's dying, she goes, "You would think in my last moments I would be thinking of my kids. But I'm not. I'm thinking of my enemies, my many countless enemies."
Like my
I
kids.
was like,
those
damn.
jerks.
And then, like, her last thought as she's petering out is, "Fuck all y'all. I was Amanda Waller." And then she dies.
That's like some old Hickory Jackson shit. Do you have any regrets? Yeah, that I didn't kill enough people.
Right? Yeah.
That's
like,
pretty much it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
See you around next time. Oh wait, no, you're dead, so
Oh,
bye.
Unless you believe in reincarnation.
Exactly. Now here's the thing, you think this is gonna turn into like that Dallas cliche?
oh.
You know,
I don't know.
Or it's like
We're definitely.
it was
What?
all a dream.
Or you'll just find out the baby did it.
Either
Yeah,
or.
or that. I don't think we're gonna run into the "it was all a dream." I think Amanda Waller really is dead, because where we pick up with the rest of the Suicide Squad trying to figure out who killed Waller. Particularly Harley and Hack are the ones who are trying to pin it down, because they're like, whoever killed Waller, we used to work for Waller. She was an awful boss, but she was our awful boss.
They're gonna
whoever has it out for,
they're gonna shoot her into space, like Spock, and they're gonna be like, she'll always be a bitch.
yes.
And
Of all the life forms we have
just
known.
be bagpipes as she's rocketing into space.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with this mental image. That's so beautiful. That almost made me cry. That was so beautiful.
I know, right? Yep, that's it.
She has to be wearing a red suit too, and everybody wears red suits in homage.
Yep, exactly. It's perfect.
The search Waller.
At the very end, though, spoilers, but at the very end, we find out that Harley and Hack have nailed it down to quite possibly Deadshot being the one who killed Waller.
It would make sense. He's been on the team longer than literally anyone else. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to shoot her before.
Yep.
Maybe
he does have a pretty solid alibi, being with his kid almost the entire time.
Mm.
But still, he
It
could
was
have
his kid.
Oh.
It was his kid. It
Possible.
was Waller's kids. No.
Well, it wasn't Batman.
Waller-
We know that.
There was this really cool point, like at her funeral, where like the little dialogue box goes, "What's the sign of a perfect intelligence agent? No one shows up at your funeral."
Oh, oof.
And it was Waller's kid and her replacement.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough, but cool at the same time.
It was pretty cool.
That
But
could
yeah,
also
it
have
was
to do
sad.
with her personality, but it's just dead. Don't speed a little bit. So all right, so she's dead. So you've seen where that's going. Good. Sounds like a cool mystery.
Yep. This current arc for Suicide Squad, this is a good time to pick up because it's very Suicide Squad. So if you're a fan of that and you were disappointed with the previous arcs, picking up here is a good place.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So Joel, let's talk. Let's get Hulky up in here.
Ah.
I wasn't really sure where we were going to go with that one. So yeah, Hulk number 3.
I really, really like this new Hulk series. Of course, this is following Jen Walters in the fallout of Civil War II. She was in a coma after the big fight with Thanos. She is now trying to get her life back on track, only she has completely lost control of her Hulk powers. In fact, she's living every day as normal Jen Walters now, and when she hulks out, it actually hurts her. It causes her horrible pain, which is very different from the character who has always been shown to have mastery over her Hulk powers, and that she chose to live every day as She-Hulk, because why wouldn't you want to live as a 10 feet tall glamazon if you could?
I would.
Low
God
ceilings?
damn.
That would be right.
Glamazon, female phenomenon. Nope.
Little
RuPaul?
bit.
Nobody? Anyway.
That's basically what she is. And she's taken a new soul-crushing job now at a big law firm, which is another thing she never really did before but kind of has to do now because she needs the money to get her life back on track. And she's gotten embroiled in this case of this woman who used to be a yoga instructor. Now she's a shut-in. And we don't know if she's a mutant or an inhuman, but there's something going on with her. There's something very paranormal and creepy going on with her.
She's a ghost.
Maybe, I don't know. At this point, it could be anything. I wouldn't, rule out ghosts.
I'm just saying, she's a ghost. Calling it now.
Well, here's the thing. We see the apartment complex she lives in. Apparently, everyone's a freaking horror movie in there. There's creepy mannequins. There's creepy children pulling the legs off.
Mannequins. I'm out.
Uh,
I'm out right
does-
there. creepy
Does
kids.
Guillermo del Toro live there, or Stephen King?
Wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, apparently the crappy landlord here who was giving this lady trouble got beaten to death by a giant monster. So obviously people are starting to think, I wonder if the Hulk beat this guy to death. I wonder if Jen did it.
You know, there's lots of monsters in... Come on. You live in a world where there's, like, crazy stuff happening all the time, and immediately you're like, it's one of those two. There couldn't be anything else out there. I've never seen aliens or monsters or aliens who are monsters or monsters that are aliens or things from other dimensions or anything like that.
Tiff, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I mean, we are talking comic books here, so I'm pretty sure it's got to be realistic.
Just, you know, like, if you live in that world, don't you just... You're like, yeah, no, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes people... You know, it's not always the Hulk. It can't possibly be. Literally, it can't possibly always be the Hulk.
It's got to possibly be the Hulk. I don't know. What I dig about this one is that unlike pretty much any other Hulk book ever written, this one is subtle and understated, and it's all about healing and moving on with your life. And I know we got some Patsy Walker Hellcat fans in the room. She shows up in this issue because she's, of course, Jen's friend, and they kind of like talk it out and been like, hey, you know, you've been really weird ever since the end of Civil War II. You're not living as She-Hulk anymore. You've kind of cut yourself off from the superhero community. Are you even a superhero anymore?
Are you a ghost?
Yeah, are you a ghost? I don't know.
See,
it could be anything.
This is the question we have to ask at all times. This is the question I always ask anytime. Are you a ghost? Okay.
Because if you're a ghost, you got to tell me. If not, it's ghost entrapment.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If not, she's probably the next Sorcerer Supreme.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I'm glad that Patsy is kind of getting incorporated into the rest of the universe because... Like, Hellcat, for me, I kind of dropped off reading Patsy Walker Hellcat just because I like the cute and fluff, but at the same time, I sort of bench it for other things because I know every issue is going to be pretty much cute and fluff.
Yeah.
But I like that she's being incorporated because if she is, that means she's going to get picked up by different writers and creators, and she could get something with a more serious tone later on, which I would greatly look forward to.
I'm more excited because... with her inclusion more into these books, there's a chance that Jen Walters could show up in the Netflix show because I don't know where else they could use her, and I would love to see her included in
That'd be
that.
Cool. That'd be really freaking cool.
I want that.
Bring her in, and then she could spin off into her own thing.
That would be cool.
So
Netflix could always use a Hulk.
Right.
Tiff, I want that. Can I have it?
Yeah, let's make that happen, guys. Come on.
Can you give me that like right now?
Yeah. Hang on, make a call. I gotta go, guys.
Okay.
Hulk is really good is what I'm trying to say. It's definitely, it's very different. It's very out there. It's funny. It's where the focus is being put on the human part of the superhero and, you know, the day-to-day lives of them and living with powers. It's for a very specific sort of reader and a very specific sort of taste. But I think if you have them, you will be very pleasantly surprised with this book.
That's cool. I know she's not getting a lot of play out there right now. So if you have any interest in this book, now's the time to make a difference in the future of the Hulk, because, you know, they will cancel things. It will happen if it's not doing well enough. So I think Joel's telling you this is his plea.
Especially for She-Hulk. Especially She-Hulk, who it feels like her last 4 runs have all been excellent, but they've all been cult runs cut short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. We're gonna take a quick indie turn. This is coming earlier. Hey, we're here in Indie Land. So I guess this is really the intermission for all those who don't care about indie. If you want to get a snack, go ahead. I'm going to talk about something. Come on back. We'll have something super awesome and exciting.
You want to get
I've been reading Curse Words, and this is Curse Words number 2 this week. It's written by Charles Soule, so that's kind of cool. You know,
nice.
Man has written the Hulk, I believe. And now he's writing about a wizard named Wizord. From another dimension.
Is this like Angor?
No, yes, his name's Wizord, and he comes to Earth essentially to he's sent there to destroy it, and he's sent on behalf of Sizji, who is like this demony wizard guy, and he when he gets here he can't do it because like he sees like all this awesomeness that's here, but like he also finds out that he can become like super famous because he's like, I'm a wizard, and everyone's like, oh, celebrity wizard, and they like he gets like a penthouse and he does like things for
I'll
people.
be David Blaine.
Yeah, except like he's like, nah, man, I'm real magic, and he like does
he get his own reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Wizards?
right. No, he doesn't even get that chance.
Wizard mind freak.
Right. No, he does like things for celebrities essentially, and those who can pay him. And he likes being like a good guy and like all that stuff. But like in the last issue, he ended up seemingly destroying a baseball stadium because like he was having a fight with another guy who came to kill him. And then in this issue, they're like, no, he like shrunk it down. Remember that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob gets Mermaid Man's belt and he keeps shrinking everybody, and every time someone finds out about it, he shrinks them too, and then he puts them in a jar? Yeah, so Wizard ends up shrinking like millions of people and putting them in like a Ziploc bag and stasis because like they found out that he like killed someone and he's afraid they're gonna think he's like a bad guy.
Oh shit.
So he's like, I have to take care of this. So he essentially like gets a sapphire and like uses the power inside of that to like put them in a bottle where like they can have everything they ever wanted in life, while like his previous boss is essentially plotting to come and like not only take over and destroy the world, but also kill him as well. So, like, he's gonna send Wizard's ex-girlfriend to fight him, because she's all excited about that, and the anger and revenge that she can get upon him. The book is fun. It's over the top. It's everything Doctor Strange isn't. You know what I mean? Like, Doctor Strange is fun, but, like, this is, like, a totally different type of writing. It's a totally different type of book. It's a little tongue-in-cheek. It's very modern, in a sense. And it's funny because at the end of the book, he also loses his powers, which is very Doctor Strange. So I was like, I love this. This is like double magic. It's fun. I just like it. His name is Wizard. We'll see how long it goes. But you know, I was hesitant at first because I was like, I'm stereotyping myself with magic, but I can't help it, guys. I love it.
We like what we like.
And he's got a beard and a koala pet who's actually a person, whatever, it talks. I don't know.
Koala pet.
It's like, it talks. It's clearly got chlamydia, because all koalas do. So, you know.
They do. What's up with that?
I don't know. Australia.
Wait, that's a real thing?
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Australia, get your shit together.
Why?
They're adorable. Because they can't stop them from screwing each other. They're out of
it's almost
eucalyptus
like
and screw.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they do all day, apparently. No, I don't really know how they all get it,
Just
but
their
they all
lives.
got it. They try to inoculate them, but they wouldn't take the thing. So
I just imagine some ads on Australian TV there where it's like, you know, little tiny koala condoms to try and stop the spread.
Exactly.
Joel's solution for koala chlamydia, tiny condom.
That's
that reminds me of Dwight Schrute's bat birth control from The Office.
Yeah.
Bat birth control.
Yeah. It's like, no,
yeah.
That's pretty much it. Again, they legitimately are trying to fix this problem. It's just the koalas aren't participating. They don't want to be a part of it. They'd rather have chlamydia. So, anyway, Indie Corner is over for the time being. We'll come back around to that. But we're going to go over to DC and Action Comics number 974. See, I followed up with something big.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's bam. Caitlin, bam.
Woo! Yeah. Sorry, you're like, what? Who's the celebrity chef
Emerald
that goes
Lagasse.
bam?
There you go.
Emerald Lagasse.
Yep.
I got a starburst in my mouth. I'm sorry.
You're Emerald Lagasseing me. Bam.
Yeah.
So anyway, Action Comics. The creep factor escalated like whoa.
Oh yeah, it did.
Like whoa. So I don't want to give a spoiler for the villain release in case you guys haven't read it yet, because I know a lot of people care about that, so I don't want to totally ruin it for y'all. But essentially, we pick up with Lana being delivered on Supadoop's doorstep, and Steel being like, so she's decomposing really, really fast and her powers are eating her alive. What can we do? And Superman freaks out. He tries to find a solution in the current Fortress of Solitude. He tries to get a report on any potential solutions from his Fortress of Solitude, which apparently he still has access to.
Yeah.
And they figure out that they're going to put her in the Kryptonian battle suit, in the battle armor, because it has a healing factor inside of it. So it can repair Lana as fast as her powers are eating her,
So
essentially.
she's like Schrodinger's Lana. She's
Basically.
Yep. As long as she's in the suit, she's alive.
But she's
Or
constantly
dead.
dying. Who knows?
Either way, it's all about perspective.
Gotta open up the suit to find out.
Don't do it.
So they stabilize her in the suit. Meanwhile, his little robot gets a report of an intruder problem going on at his Fortress of Solitude.
Mm.
But it turns out it's just some surveillance carriers. So Superman's like, okay, well, we'll figure out what we're doing with Lana, and then, I'm sure the fortress will be fine for like 2 seconds. It's not fine for 2 seconds.
No, it's not.
It explodes, and something really, really horrible that was imprisoned in the fortress is there. And all of the other villains are warning the surveillance guys about the super big bad evil that could potentially be released if they walk in there and release him.
Well, only some were villains was the thing. I think the Bigfoot guy and the lady were actually cool, but Superman was just keeping them there for their own safety was the deal.
They were just hanging out.
They were, basically. It was Blanche that's the bad guy.
Joel, you had me at Bigfoot
I said
guy.
I wasn't going to reveal it, Joel said.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I bet people don't even remember who that character is because it was so long ago
Well,
now.
stop drawing attention to it. They can't go back.
Damn it, Joel.
They're streaming. Look over
Okay,
here, everybody.
well, it was Blanche, the team leader of Pokemon Go's Team Mystic, was released.
Yeah, well, see, I thought it was Blanche of the Golden Girls who was in the containment
No,
field.
was
wrong
gonna get
Blanche.
laid.
She and
there,
Betty White escaped.
Sasquatch guy, get over here. It's on.
We
saved
it.
I'm old and I'm tired. Let's go.
We saved it. Team high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to kick us off. I don't know who they are, but they are going to kick us off.
Golden Girls jokes, not today.
Twitch steps in and is like, sorry, Golden Girls jokes go against our terms of service.
You didn't see it. It was in fine print, but it's there.
Get out. So, meanwhile, Clark that doesn't have a superhero alter ego,
but clearly is someone
we need to be concerned about.
He's a person of interest.
Person of interest, ups the fedora factor. That's insulting to fedoras. It ups the cloth Tribly factor by like 80 with buttons on it.
Fair.
Oh wow.
Cheeto Creepo Clark. So he invites Lana out for dinner to Buca de Beepos.
Wait, in the suit?
And Lana's... I mean, not Lana, Lois.
Oh.
Sorry, I use them all the time.
I was imagining
Too many
that one.
L's.
I'm like, that's awesome. Best date ever.
He gets her out of the super suit.
No, she's staying in it. She's like, yeah, bring on the pasta. I'm at the
Hey, want
Olive
some
Garden.
dinner?
Like, drops the pasta inside the battle armor.
Yep, that's it.
Here you go.
Oh no, Clark just scrapes it in while she's unconscious.
Exactly.
Or he does that thing where he puts some on a spoon and like tries to put it through the glass. Come on, Lana, eat up.
Dribble.
So but instead of taking her, so he picks her up to go to Buca de Beepos. And instead of going in their car or walking there, he apparently rented a limo.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, Clark, this is a little weird. We're just going to Buca de Beepos. And he's like, oh, no, it's not that weird. It's just it's raining, and I wanted it to be really special. And she's like, I see this red flag, but I'm going to get in the car. So she gets into the car, and he goes, to Trey, very expensive French restaurant, s'il vous plaît, driver. And they go to, she's like, Clark, that's like way overboard. That place is super expensive. We're friends. We're just friends. She like says it a couple times.
I need to stress.
They go to super expensive French restaurant, and he's like, do you have the table I requested? And she's like, Clark, this is weird. And he's like, no, look at this private table with all these balloons and gifts piled to the sky. And she's like...
Like a child's birthday party.
Yeah, it's the
she's like,
birthday
Clark.
boy. I'm sorry.
She's like, Clark, I am not the birthday boy, and we are friends, Clark Sif. We are very good friends. And Clark's like, but Lana, I want to marry you, so we can't be friends. And then he drops down on one knee and proposes. Yep. And she's like, and goodbye. And she leaves. And then, you know, like a normal person who's just been rejected, the camera zooms in really close and he gets that creepy underlight and he goes,
oh, yeah.
No, we have to be together. We must be together.
Someone stole you from me.
Other. And then he follows her to her house. And then she sees Lois and Supadoop and their son all having dinner together, and he gets down on his knees and does like the Khan pose, and he's like, you had a son this whole time, and with him, the other me, you ruined my life. And then he like swears vengeance upon all of them.
Yep.
And he's like, I remember it. I remember everything. And we're like, what did you remember, Creeper?
Exactly.
Where are you going with this, DC? What are you doing?
Yeah.
We'll find out in Reborn.
Because everybody says that he's someone, right? And, like, originally it was Mr. Mixel-Splitnick, and it's like, that doesn't work. Unless he doesn't remember. But, like, that's weird. Like, if it was, like, the thing where he's trying to live the life of Superman, that's creepy. But, like, if you're saying that he remembers, I don't know. I don't know.
See, that's where I'm kind of losing it with that theory. Because, like, I'm kind of like, the him remembering everything part is where I'm getting lost on that.
I of course, keep running with my crazy electric red and blue Superman theory there, which, again, we saw more blue energy particle effects in this issue.
Joel, just, like, you and this theory, man.
My string theory board is getting bigger
like
now.
Him and Kang.
I know.
It's true. They're my weird hang-ups. If this theory turns out to be true, Joel is going to be screaming it for like 4 shows. You all owe me a steak dinner if it's true.
What? We didn't agree to that.
I owe you nothing. I didn't agree to this.
All right, but I'm going to take you to the Arby's, though.
There you go. That's fine.
That's cool. Roast beef sandwich dinner.
It's technically meat, so.
It's true. You wouldn't be lying.
All right, so Action Comics it's clearly it's creeping up. I was gonna say heating up, but that just worked out better. Thanks, brain. And you know, they're just building this mystery. I gotta tell you, DC's doing a great job with their mysteries in general. They're keeping everybody very excited, keeping everybody very much guessing, doing very well, not leaking things. Like, good work, guys. Keep it up. But now let's go over to Marvel. Now that I'm done telling DC how great they did. We'll talk about Elektra #1. Everyone was very excited about this in the chat. I knew it was coming. I wouldn't tell them it was coming, but it's here, Joel.
Pleasantly surprised by this. I don't think it's as good as the Kingpin book from a couple weeks ago, nor as good as Daredevil has been over the last little bit. But man, does it kick Bullseye's ass, and it's pretty good in its own right. We check up with Elektra, who we have not seen since a previous Daredevil run where she had her memories messed with and she's still kind of reeling from that. She's just, hanging out in Vegas doing the gambling thing. And wow, did she choose the wrong casino to gamble at and be a whale at? Because guess what? This casino is actually secretly controlled by Arcade.
Oh.
The X-Men bad guy.
Kind of makes sense with I don't know.
His henchmen are excellent, by the way, in this. They're all wearing like white, black, and red suits with like little clubs and diamonds and everything under their eyes and like prison tattoos.
They're almost the Royal Flush Club.
They're basically
so close.
Just close enough that no one gets sued.
Right, exactly. And that's how we all want it, don't we?
She basically ends up trying to defend a lady bartender who is getting abused by her boss because, that's Elektra's thing. Sometimes I kill people for money, sometimes I fight crime. I just saw something that I didn't like and I wanted to step in there. And she ends up donning her brand new costume, which isn't really a new costume. It's just her costume from the TV show. But I must say, looks pretty good in the hands of this artist. Okay. Looks pretty nice.
It's interesting how much they really want to tie those two together. Like, real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Marvel's been pretty intense on tying shit into the shows and into the movies.
Yeah, absolutely. But this in particular, it's interesting. Because, people are hardcore about Daredevil, but I feel like Elektra, they think they have a little more wiggle room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, we can play with this, right?
There aren't as many hardcore Elektra fans out there.
Exactly. So, but they're out there, and it's okay to be one.
Mm.
But yeah, so of the new stuff coming out from Daredevil, this is your, like, what, third one down?
Yeah, well, no, I would say, well, it's up a little higher than that. I would say it's at least on par with all the other stuff that I mentioned there. It's a good time. I don't think it's as necessary as, the Daredevil or the Kingpin, but apparently it's all part of this new event that might not be an event, Running with the Devil. I don't know if these books are going to start linking up at some point, or if that's just the little heading they put over it to be like, hey, it's the new Daredevil family of books.
Right. Yeah, like an easy reader or like golden books.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of those things. Yeah, easy reader for Daredevil. Here, read this.
There you go.
Easy. Daredevil's easy
I'm
reader.
scared of the dark now. That's right, you are, honey. That's right, you are.
That's where the Hand lives, in the dark.
And they're coming for you. Go brush your teeth.
Not only are they ninjas, but they're demon ninjas.
Yeah, that's right. That's my parenting, everybody. So,
Look, little Sally, if you're not good, the Hand will come and get you.
That's right. That's right. So Lecture
I know I'm afraid enough to behave.
Right? There you go, guys. So Lecture number 1, if you have interest in a lecture, it sounds like Joel says pick it up.
Yeah, if you like Electra stories, you will like this.
Cool, very cool. We're going to take another quick detour. I read a lot of things that nobody wanted to read this week, and I don't know why. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So, I read the Comicsology exclusive. First of all, right there, I'm like, I can't believe I did that. Valiant High. They're doing this 4-part miniseries over at Valiant, essentially, where it's like, what if all the Valiant characters were in high school? Wouldn't that be fun? It kind of is. Because it's very tongue-in-cheek, it's very aware of itself, you know what I mean? Like, it is painfully aware of itself. Most of the Valiant characters are students in this book. We've got Bloodshot as the gym teacher, which is hilarious in and of itself. He is at a 12 at all times. We have Harada as the principal, of course, Dr. Mirage as one of the teachers, but and we have, of course, the new kid being Ninjak. He comes into the school and like he's suave and slick and all that stuff, and he's a foreign exchange student. Nobody's sure if he's from England or from Japan. But it's cute, it's funny, it's, you know what I mean? It's an interesting introduction to the Valiant universe. It's a really weird way to get yourself into it because essentially it explains to you some of what each of these characters are about, and kind of could let you like be like, oh, okay, like maybe I want to learn more about this. Like with Dr. Mirage, they mention the fact that she's a scientist. She's into of course the paranormal, the afterlife, and that her husband just recently died, but they still talk. And I was like, that's a fun way to really summarize these characters. Now again, I think this is successful for people who are big into the Valiant universe and who just want to see a little bit of humor, but also for people who are really maybe not into too many comics, but as like a way to be like, hey, check this out. It's kind of fun. You know, like it's just, it's silly. It's silly. I don't know what else to tell you. It's silly.
But the good kind of silly.
Yeah, it's fun kind of silly.
It is. It's fun. It's cute. Art matches it perfectly. It's got this like weird, almost like not quite Batman the Animated Series style, but like in some of the chicks, I see a little bit of the design work there, that like fluidness to them, but like that's kind of where it ends for me. But like again, it's cute. It's fun. That's it.
Nice.
There's not much more to tell about this. So on that note, Kaylin, you read Infamous Iron Man this week, which I know is a Sal favorite, so what's going on?
It was so good this week. It was excellent. So, we meet Mama. Yep, we meet Doom's Mama.
Mrs. Doom.
Madam Doom. Mrs. Doom, can he come out and play?
Yeah, basically.
But no, it was really good. That the reveal was absolutely excellent, and then at the very end we find out that Reed Richards is still a dick. Like I don't like, I'm having trouble because this was something I don't want to get too intricate with, but like those are the two big reveals. It's really, really good. I highly suggest that everybody read it. And it's one of those things where we kind of get a really good insight into Doom as a character, into his redemption cycle, and into why his mother has come back, which the short of it is basically she was like, I didn't She was like, you made me so ashamed of you when you were Dr. Doom, when you were, I guess, achieving all of these great heights as a scientist and as a master of magic through all of these evil deeds, when you were lashing out with your anger towards other innocent people. I was ashamed, so I never revealed myself to you. But now that you're on this redemption cycle, I want to be back in your life. But at the same time, part of me is like, how good are you? Are you really Mama Doom? Because weren't you just trying to kill the Thing? Because she thought she was trying to kill the Thing, apparently, because she thought that he was going to lead Dr. Doom back down this evil path. And it's kind of like her reasoning for it is very blurry, which is what calls it into question for me. How legit she is. But I don't know. And then at the very end, we do see that Reed Richards is involved with Mama Doom in some capacity, and he's still a huge dick.
Now, is this real deal Reed? Because if so, that's gigantic. Is this the Maker, maybe? Or disguised as Reed?
Is it from the past?
Or, yeah, we don't know yet.
Okay. Oh. That's fair. Now, I heard from Sal that this Doom has magic, and that really ticked me off. And then I remember that Bendis is writing it, and Bendis don't pay attention to anything that's going on. And I was like,
Bendis don't give a fuck.
Right, and that really, I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, you know what? Let it go. It's okay.
Let it go.
It's all right.
Yeah,
and I gotta tell you, he had an opportunity here. If you're giving Doom magic in this book, and ignoring everything else that has happened in the world around him, and you're dealing with Doom's mother, you literally could have pulled from Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Triumph and Torment, and just done a little sequel to it right there and then. But no, we just ignore that book exists. We ignore the fact that Doom has been hunting for his mother forever. He literally goes and faces Mephisto to get her back, and we just
he didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of
it.
He didn't do any of that though.
No. Well, because Bendis, it didn't come out of Bendis' brain, so therefore it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
That's
happen.
How this works. So
it didn't happen.
He's got that selective continuity disorder.
Infamous is so good, but you have to read it as if it's outside continuity, or you will be period.
No, that makes sense.
But they brought up part of where I got confused was basically for a minute, Doom and Mama Doom get into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts using magic, and part of me was like, well, that's obviously part of the suit, right? And then Mama Doom is like, you could be Sorcerer Supreme, and I was like, I guess that's not part of the suit.
Geez, Mom, nothing I do is ever good enough for you, is it?
And that's what's so funny, because in Triumph and Torment, they are summoned by the Vishanti, and Doom is summoned, and Strange is summoned, and a bunch of other magical folk are summoned, and they select the Sorcerer Supreme right there and then, and Strange ends up winning out. So he has had the opportunity. He's had the chance to carry the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. They've done what-if books about it. So, I get it. I get Bendis wanted to tell a story about magic, and then, Aaron killed magic in the world, and he's just like, well, either it takes place beforehand, or I'm Bendis, so...
Or I'm Bendis, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sure, too, at some point, his mother was like, and why aren't you married anymore? I was like, what's going on there with that? When am I going to have grandchildren?
Whatever happened to that nice Sue Storm?
Whatever happened to that? I'm just going to whisper really quietly, honey, Bendis don't give a fuck.
So, that's the last Marvel comic we have on this list. We got 2 more to go. The next one, we're going back over to DC for Detective Comics number 951. Joel, what's going on with the Bat Family?
This is the big kickoff to the League of Shadows storyline. They've been hinting them literally since issue 1 that they were coming. And they fight unlike anyone Batman has really battled before. He was getting all ready for an all-out assault. He thought, he'd have to be punching more people. No, they're all about guerrilla warfare and undermining the city from the inside out. And, of course, the old classic chestnut of, oh, hey, let's turn the people on the heroes while we're at it. Because, that's always a fun one. They do that old staple of, Batman, oh, I gotta save this guy from being murdered. Oh, no, I'm standing over this murdered body. When the cops come in, they think I did it.
And we won't do any investigating. We'll just assume we know what we're talking about. They're literally the cops from The Fugitive. Well, he was more rich. Like, that's not a reason. What? That's not motive.
I don't care.
She was more rich? That's your motive?
She was more rich.
What?
She was more rich.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said undermine, I immediately thought of the Underminer.
Yes, a big mole man comes out from under the ground. Batman, I'm the Underminer. What's interesting about this is that they actually kind of take stock of the work they've done so far. In a nice little throwaway line, Batman and Batwoman are talking, and they say apparently crime rates are at an all-time low in Gotham ever since they've all kind of pooled their resources together and started doing this whole Bat family thing. I'm like, well, that's nice to know you're actually making a difference.
Sounds like the criminals have got to bust up that family.
Yeah, sure seems that way.
These poor criminals. All they want to do are commit crimes, and this family just comes along and they're like, oh, I don't think so.
Do you know how hard it is slinging rocks on the streets of Gotham this day? A man can't make a dishonest living anymore.
Right? You see all these beautiful windows? They're just asking to be broken. And they're all like, oh, you can't do it. You can't take what's back there. But I want to.
But I want to, though. So.
The League of Shadows 2 are really creepy as well. They kind of play with this idea where it's like, oh, no. They're not like the League of Assassins. They don't dress like ninjas and descend from the rooftop or everything. They could be anybody, is the thing. You could be standing next to them in the street and not even know it.
Joel, is this your way of telling us that you're one of them?
I can neither confirm nor deny my membership in the League of Shadows. Also, my eyes aren't all creepy ink black.
I don't know. We'll see next week.
Yeah, I guess you will, won't you?
Joel's just always wearing sunglasses. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Joel's part of the League of Shadows, guys. Come on, like seriously, come on.
It makes sense, right? No one can be that weird.
Just ask him to take off the sunglasses. I swear, guarantee he won't do it.
I always thought Joel was a little too Pleasantville, smiley, creepy,
Right? Yeah, that's exactly what
little bit too enchanted with the world around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must be some sort of demon ninja taking orders from Lady Shiva, who is also in this comic.
I don't think as skilled as a ninja. Just maybe some kind of henchman.
I'm Gary from the Venture Brothers. I've got a big tattoo that says "Hench Life" across my chest.
You don't want to get involved with that, no.
Hench Life.
But look, if I work my way up in the guild as a henchman, eventually I can have my own costume and my own gimmick. You gotta pay them dues.
So is Detective still your favorite Bat book?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Admittedly, the other ones have stepped up their game really hard recently, of course. Tom King's Batman is doing that Bane story right now that's really enjoyable. All-Star Batman, of course, has been doing really great focus pieces on a lot of my favorite villains. But I would say, pound for pound, in terms of consistency, I would have to kind of, give the nudge to Detective Comics still.
Well, there you go, guys. If you're looking for a single Bat book to pick up, if you can only get one Bat book, Joel's telling you to go out and get Detective Comics. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck there.
A lot of characters. Lots of characters.
There you go. And that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
lots of characters.
It was for a while, let's be honest. Like, you get a lot. You get a lot going on. Just commit to one character. You're not ready to commit.
Commitment is hard.
It is. Maybe you're like, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. I just want to check it out a little bit. Maybe this is for you. The last book we have on our list is another indie book. It's actually something every book except for Valiant High that I did this week was my off the rack pulls for our show because I was like, those are already in my cart. So that is what I read. This is one of those rare one shots from Image, which I love when they do those, except that I'm like, but why? It's called The Belfry. It's written and it's drawn by Gabriel Hardman. Sorry, I'm tired, so that was funny. For me, this book boils down to a chapter in an awesome horror short story book that doesn't exist. It's a horror book through and through. I knew that going into it. The cover very much indicates what you're getting into. It's big, bat-winged vampire creatures in the jungle. And because of this guy's background, now he's written things, he's drawn things, he does a lot of storyboards for movies, including things like Tropic Thunder and Logan.
Oh,
the
shit.
book is visually stunning. Like, it relies a lot on its visual storytelling more than it does on the actual words, which I love because in a lot of comics we see a lot of tell, don't show. This is very much the show, don't tell style of story writing. There are moments in it for me where it gets a little rushed, but it's a one-shot. You have only so many pages that you can cover with this beautiful story. But again, like, it is a classic horror tale. It focuses a lot on being in the darkness. It focuses a lot on being, like, isolated. It focuses on the monster in the dark, and it focuses on humanity and becoming the monster yourself. Like, it's really well thought out. The guy clearly knows his horror. He clearly appreciates horror for what it is. I think there's a certain beauty to horror, and I think that this is one of those books that, even if it is very cliche to some degree, it's just beautifully handled horror. And since he's writing and doing the art for it, the words that we do get, a lot of onomatopoeia, of course, because for me, like, horror is very hits all of the senses. You know what I mean? So, like, sounds, I think, are very important to horror. It can be difficult to translate that via comics, of course, but he does a great job just incorporating everything into the panels. You know, it's just his book 100% through and through. It was a lot of fun, and again, I wish that this was an ongoing style of book that Image was putting out. Like, if Image was going to put out, like, another artist wants to do something like this, another writer wants to do something like this, like, I think that would make an amazing anthology. But of course, because Logan's coming out, like, I was going to pick this up no matter what, but as soon as I found out he was a storyboard artist for it, I'm like, I would love to see what a storyboard artist can do in a comic. And what they can do is tell like an impactful story with a minimal color palette. It's just good. I liked it.
Sounds like a winner. You know, it's kind of hard to find, like, good, solid, like, one-shot horror thing. Like, hey, here's a scary story to read before bed type thing.
And that's exactly what it is. It just hits you from every angle. Like I said, there's a few moments where I'm like, oh, we're getting a little rushed here, and it's just, again, because they have only so many pages to tell in a one-shot, you know, like, but you got your story. Everything else is paced pretty well, though.
It was really good.
Yeah. Like, just a treat. Just a true treat. If you're looking for a horror book, it's a one-shot, guys. You only have to commit to one book. Come on. You can go out and grab this right now. I liked it in Comicsology because of the guided view, so I couldn't skip ahead. So there were moments where I was like, ooh, that's rough. That is rough. There were definitely some things that involved eyes and the gouging of said eyes.
Ooh.
There's a lot of gouging in this book.
Anything with eyes and teeth always, you know, gets me. That's always extra nasty.
Vampires, so you got both, man.
Ooh.
And there's occasional boobs. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey.
If I haven't already sold it to you guys, still boobs.
That always does the trick.
So that's it for the list. Now we have. I did say the hour. We are coming up to that, but I know people are asking for Cap.
So
Yes.
I'm going to have to excuse myself because my Korean grandmother is super punctual and super yelling at me. So
Ooh!
she's
Tell her
taking me out for
totally say.
Sundabu, and she was picking me up at around 6:15, and I am going to be in hot, very spicy water with the rest of the tofu. So I'm going to leave you guys with Cap.
Okay.
And all y'all can find me on That Sea Monster at my YouTube channel, and I've got the complete story of Mother Panic over there, so if you were curious about that, you should go watch it. Okay, bye.
Awesome. See you later. Have a good one.
Bye, Caitlin.
All right.
Tell
I'm
your
gonna
Korean
have to-
grandmother we said hello.
I know, right? Let's see how it happens now. This is gonna blow up on everybody.
Uh-oh. Someone left. You know what this
Maybe
means.
it's panic and scream. Right?
Should I just talk about the comic while
Just
you
keep
try
going.
and get
I'm
it?
just gonna fix it.
Okay, cool. So Captain America number 12. This is interesting because we had Captain America number 11 last week, so they're shipping this book super frequently now. And I kind of understand why they did it this way, because this issue was admittedly not nearly as explosive as the last couple have been. Like, big important stuff happened to it. We kind of get more insight into the where does Kobik's power, like where's the line drawn on her ability to rewrite history and rewrite reality. But mainly what this book was And it was very much what I pitched in last week. It's a Beavis and Butthead style adventure with Taskmaster and Black Ant as they try and sell the information they have on Captain America to the now rogue Maria Hill.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're still leading up to the, you know...
Oh, yes. We most certainly are leading up to Secret Empire. And in fact, this one I won't spoil, but a certain character shows up that has kind of everyone going, how can you possibly be here right now unless history in the universe has been rewritten?
Is it the Watcher? It's the Watcher, right?
No, it's not, but it's... Wouldn't that be something, though? But no, it's a character we've seen before,
okay. But
it's a character we've only seen in flashbacks, and we are now seeing them in the modern day, and it's like, wait, what?
That's cool. That's neat.
It is. It is. They also give a little bit more of the mechanics behind how Captain America could have been a sleeper agent for Hydra during all of World War II. And they say, well, basically during the bigger battles, he was escaping, you know, off to the side there, and he was dropping off like microfiche and microfilm to Zemo.
Gotcha. Okay.
And even too showing the kind of divide between what like they believe to be the real Hydra, which is the ideals that they originally started with, and the Nazi Hydra that was Red Skull.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically this kind of sounds like it was more of a filler, like a backstory, like an information dump in a sense.
Yes, this was an information dump issue, which makes me think maybe that's why they released it the way they did, one right after the other, where it's like, hey, this one's not going to be as good, but here, you need this information, though.
Okay. That's cool. So, like, but if you're interested in Secret Empire, it might be good for you to get this so that you kind of get this, like, information. So when you're going into your, like, what? Like I will be?
I'll say this now. If you're on board, then you will continue to be on board. If you're not on board, this is not the one to pick up, though.
Okay. That's good to know. There you go. So if you haven't been reading this, go back a little bit further if you can. Grab some of those. Again, digitally super easy to do. But yeah, if you're just dipping your toes in this, wait. And if you didn't realize it was coming out this week, but you've been on board, well, now Joe let you know, and it certainly did pique the interest if you have been on board for this. So that's
definitely
cool. That's very cool. So I guess that's kind of it. It's kind of it. I don't know if we got any subscribers, and if we did, I feel like we might have gotten at least one during this time period. We had nobody to splooge, and we had no one to say Sal's thank you.
See, I feel we need to work on our own thing like this. Like we all need to have our own thing for when it's just us. Like, oh yeah, subscriber time, something like that. I don't know.
That's it. That's yours now, Joel. They're not gonna let you forget that.
Yeah, subscriber time. It's like laser time from Botsmaster.
That's it. That's it. That's what it is. I was thinking like a song, but that's way better. That's it. That's it now. Thank you.
You don't want it to be a song because then they'll expect you to sing every time.
I know, to be like, hey, thanks for... No.
You just pull out a tiny little ukulele and play a couple strings.
Plunk, plunk. Thanks for subscribing. Plunk, plunk, plunk.
Man, them ukuleles are all the rage now.
Exactly. So all right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Joel, where can they find you? What do you got coming out this week?
Well, as always, you can find me over on the Cape Joel channel. I will be reviewing all these comics we talked about today and probably some ones we didn't. You can find my own podcast, The Comic Multiverse, up on SoundCloud. Actually, many of you have found it, and I thank you very deeply for that. And as far as special videos I got coming out this week, I'm trying really hard to finish my required reading, which is a show I do on books that you need to read to understand and enjoy a history of a character. I'm doing one for Wolverine, of course, because, hey, Logan's coming out soon, as we mentioned.
There you go. Also, we just got a subscriber via Twitch Prime. It was Frightened Avocado.
Oh, yeah, Frightened Avocado. It's subscriber time.
Yeah, you did
it. I did a thing.
You did it. Over on Comic Pop, we just had back issues just come out. It was Judge Dredd and Batman. I'm hesitant to call it versus because it is and it isn't. They work together. They fight against each other. Ethan and I had a great time hearing all about their adventures over these 4 books that we covered. It's also Dredd's 40th anniversary, which we were unaware of, but could have had better timing with this. So, of course, happy anniversary, Judge Dredd. Thanks for frowning all these years, wearing ridiculous shoulder pads, and for making fun of America. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Keeping us honest over here.
No.
And of course, we're going to be releasing the Elseworlds Exchange, I guess, tomorrow or this evening. And that was Sal and I talking about the Dark Knight trilogy, not the books, but the movies themselves. Trust me, I had to get that from Sal. I was like, which one are we doing? Because the other one's not done. Like, we didn't, then it's terrible. And he's like, the movies. I'm like, oh, the movies. Yeah,
I caught a couple minutes of you guys talking about that. It was a good show, everyone.
Oh, thank you. We had a good time. I was like, is there that much to talk about? And then the hour flew by like that. I was like, no, there's plenty to talk about with those movies. So we had a good time with that. And also, this show will be going out on the Weekly Pull YouTube channel. So if you are watching it there, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you'll subscribe to this channel as well as going over to Cape Joel and subscribing there, and then over to Comic Pop and subscribing there, because it's just subscriber fest. You know, subscribe.
Sure is.
But if you're watching this later on, you want to catch us live, you can come every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Weekly Pull, where we talk about comic book news, pop culture news, pretty much any kind of news that's going on. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. And then every Thursday at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for The Pull itself, where we talk about the week's comics, what we read, what we thought about it, what's worth picking up. It's a good time. We have fun, I think.
But furthermore, if you're in the Seattle area on March 2nd to the 5th, come out and see us all at the Emerald City Comic Con, why don't you?
That's right. We're going to be running loose in Seattle up until it shuts down, because it tends to go to sleep a little bit earlier. I like Seattle. It's a good time. Last time I was there, it didn't rain at all.
Oh, really?
This is unheard of. So I'm expecting this time nothing but rain.
This
make it rain.
This will be my first time in Seattle. I've always wanted to go. I've heard amazing things about the Emerald City Comic Con. Only the highest quality of writers is what I've always noticed. They get great writer guests.
I've heard too that creators like this con a lot. So I'm really excited. I've never been to this one either. But I like Seattle as a whole. It's a very friendly place. So
that's good.
You'll fit right in, Joel.
Hey.
It's like nothing but hills. It's all hills all the time.
Well, don't worry. I have picked out my finest flannel to go to Seattle, so it'll be good.
Yay, that's awesome. Awesome.
Seattle fashion, Canadian fashion, very close in a way.
I will warn you guys, though. You know what I just realized? We will not be here Thursday, March 2nd, because we're going to be in Seattle, and I have a feeling we're not going to have time to have read the comics. But don't forget to follow us all on our social medias. I'm at The Real Zoobs. You are at Cape Joel.
Yes, I
find out what's going on. We got a panel and everything that Saturday. So you guys, if you're going to be there, come find us. Come check us out. If you're just in the area but you don't have tickets, let us know. Maybe we can make some sort of meetup happen outside the con. I know you guys have great donuts, so that's always awesome.
Oh, yeah. Voodoo Donuts is there, isn't it, in Seattle?
I think. I'm not sure if they're there. I know Top Pot is, and they're great.
Right. But well, I mean, sure, there's plenty of donuts places.
They got a crumpet place, man. A place that just makes crumpets.
Look, if you bring us donuts fans, you will forever have a special place in the heart of the poll if you bring us tasty donuts.
Correct. It's absolutely correct. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.